The Fates repeat the three prophecies they had given to Destiny, the oldest endless, as the sixth episode of the Sandman 2 comes to a close. The Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone told Destiny about a king who would abandon his country in the first episode, and I'm quite sure we already know who he is. In the Netflix series, Endless Dream, also referred to as Morpheus, has already left his country twice. In order to retrieve his former sweetheart, Nada, whom he had exiled to the depths of hell some 10,000 years prior, Morpheus abandoned the land of dreaming in Season 2. The sisters mentioned a conflict between life and death in the second prophecy, which I take to be a reference to Eurydice's untimely demise, followed by the passing of her lover and Morpheus's son, Orpheus, who passed away a long time after his wife did. Orpheus was granted immortality in the Sandman so that he may visit Hades' underworld and retrieve his wife Eurydice. However, things didn't work out as planned, and Orpheus was forced to stay inside a Grecian temple on a remote island for generations as a head without a body, waiting for a chance to put an end to his wretched life. Ultimately, his father, Morpheus, paid him his final visit and gave Orpheus a boon in return for his brother Endless Destruction's location. Orpheus begged Morpheus to kill him and grant him the tranquility he so desperately desired when he came back to keep his word. Returning to the third and last prophecy, it spoke of an old conflict that will recommence. In the Sandman universe, this conflict may be between existence and oblivion, although I'm not sure which one it is. Given that the Grey Ladies have thus far discussed Morpheus, it would not be incorrect to believe that they predicted the Dream King's demise. It may be a calamitous event, similar to Ragnarok, in which one of the Endless would perish. However, those who have read the comics are undoubtedly already aware of that. There isn't any suspense there, is there? But since I'm discussing the Sandman 2 Vol. 1's conclusion, let me explain the sequence of events that would result in Morpheus's demise. Everything good must come to an end. Sometimes in the final scene of episode 6, Fate Crone informed her sisters that Morpheus had broken the divine code that bound everything in the universe by spilling family blood, and the Fates themselves would carry out divine retribution on Morpheus for committing such a transgression. When Calliope, the Dream King's ex-lover and Orpheus's mother, called upon the Divine Mothers and begged them to save her from human prison in episode 11 of the Sandman Season 1, the three sisters first mentioned ancient laws. However, due to legal restrictions that prevented them from interfering in mortal matters, the sisters declined to assist Calliope. To put it plainly, they are unable to violate the commandments for which they punish others with heavenly wrath.